and I just want to give you an official welcome. My name is Sarah McLean, and I've been the director of the Feast for the Soul for about 6 years now. It was sort of something I inherited from the woman who started the Feast for the Soul. Some of you know the real mission here is to help you and help the people that are in the feast with you find a really dependable, sustainable, daily spiritual practice. Now, the focus that we've been doing this year is really on meditation, but sometimes we will have laughter yoga or qigong or prayer. So today I'm a meditation teacher, so I often go to contemplative practices such as meditation and inquiry and prayer. And I've been a meditation teacher since 1993, so it's been a long time. And for those of you brand new to meditation, I can tell you one thing. I personally have never met anyone who can't do it. I meet people who won't do it, but I don't meet people that cannot do it. And so if you're here, you can do this, whether you're just starting meditation or it's been part of your life for many years. It's so good to be with you. And whether this is your first day of the feast or you're on day 8 like I am, it's so great to see you too. So the Feast for the Soul is a global observance of 40 days of spiritual practice. 40 days of spiritual practice. Now, of course, you can pop in and out. We love you. It doesn't matter if no one's checking on you. It's all about you and your relationship to your interior and to whatever your connection is to a universal being, if there is one. And so we love that you're here. And some of you are observing the feast for 40 days, whether you're painting for 40 days, as I have a friend who does that, writing poetry for 40 days, writing in your gratitude journal for 40 days, writing love letters to yourself for 40 days, or chanting and singing for 40 days. You are welcome here. And it's so great to be among people like you. And for those of you who are on the Zoom call with me, I invite you to take a look at the top right hand of your screen, and you'll see a little button that says view. And you can view just me, but you can also view all these beings. And if that you see that arrow to your right, you can see you can go across and see some of the names of people who are here, who are practicing. And I see some people have written in the chat that people from Idaho and Tennessee and Lincolnshire, and New York and Portland, Maine, and Nottingham, and gosh, Portland, Oregon, and Toronto. It's so great to see you here. Someone has written, how do you donate? Well, you can go to the website, feastforthesoul.org. Listen, I'm not into trying to get you to do that, but if you're feeling called to do that, we would love your support. So today I thought we could talk a little bit and meditate a little bit on you and the world around you. And I was considering, I don't know if you got my newsletter, but I was considering gratitude. I know Susie a couple of days ago started with a gratitude meditation. I was thinking about all the people and friends and family members, living and gone, or who are in my life and who are not, who have sort of been part of the ingredients of my life. And I invite you to consider people that have been part of supporting you in your evolution, in your growth, whether they knew it or not, and finding a place of appreciation for them. It was in my newsletter that I suggested that you think about writing a gratitude or a letter of appreciation to them, whether they're here or not. And I was looking at a website called The Greater Good, and it's out of Berkeley, California, and they were posting the benefits of being grateful and the benefits of writing a letter of gratitude to people, whether you spend 10 minutes and you write it longhand, or whether you type it out really quickly, or you spend all day making a collage, that the benefits of being grateful not only obviously would help them if they receive it, but really help your health and your well-being, your vitality, and reduces a lot of stress. It's like looking for the silver linings. I know a lot of us have been going through some grief in regards to some relationships that may have been lost, whether it was based on the election or based on your views on the pandemic, or whether people are wearing masks, or your just distance has just been too difficult to navigate. And so I invite you to consider some of those people that you want to thank anyway. Maybe your relationship has had its own season, but also just recognizing the impact on your life. We're all interconnected. And one of my favorite teachers on this subject is Thich Nhat Hanh. Some of you know him. He is a Vietnamese Zen Buddhist monk who his friends call him Thai. And he is still alive, although he's suffered a severe brain hemorrhage, and is still teaching just by being. I was lucky enough to be with him at a number of retreats, and I always felt like he was talking directly to me. And hopefully you'll feel like he's talking directly to you too. So I want to have us do a quick exercise here. Well, first, let's take a mindful moment. I invite you to become mindful of this moment. And if you'd like to close your eyes, you can do that. Or gaze softly toward the floor if that's comfortable and safe for you. And start to become very present to this moment. Some people say, lose your mind and come to your senses. So let's do that now. Let's come to the senses, which are right here, right now, and the sensory input is right here, right now. Let's begin with the sensation of sound or listening. Welcoming everything you hear. Inviting the sounds without the accompanying labels or preferences. Welcoming everything you feel. You can start with your emotions if you like. And then begin to notice sensations such as maybe your feet on the floor, or how it feels to sit right here or stand right here. Or the sensation of your breath or your heartbeat. See if you can simply observe without evaluating. Notice now any aromas. Perhaps someone's making something to eat in the other room, or you smell freshly washed hair, or some incense, perfume, or the fresh air coming through your windows. Now notice what you taste. You can roll your tongue around inside your mouth, or open your mouth and let a little air come through your mouth. Notice the sensation, what the flavors are. Now I invite you to open your eyes and softly gaze around your room, wherever you're seated or practicing. And invite some curiosity. Noticing the space between objects. Maybe some objects cast a shadow. Maybe some objects are shiny. Simply look around and invite, if you would, a sense of appreciation and curiosity. Perhaps seeing something as if it were for the first time. As Walt Whitman used to say, we must always be curious. Perhaps you notice shapes, such as circles, or lines, or squares or rectangles. Maybe you notice more organic shapes or textures. Now I invite you to find a piece of paper. Just look at it. You don't have to touch it. Simply notice if there's some paper around. Become curious as to the piece of paper. Maybe you notice its shape or its color, whether it's blank or full of words. I'm going to invite you to listen to what Thich Nhat Hanh might have to say about that. If you look deeply, you'll see that there's a cloud floating on this sheet of paper. Without a cloud, there would be no rain. Without rain, the trees cannot grow. And without trees, there cannot be paper. The cloud is essential for the paper to exist. And if the cloud is not here, the paper cannot be here either. So we can say that the cloud and the paper are. Interbeing is a word that he uses. It's not in the dictionary yet, but it means that we are connected. If we look at this sheet of paper even more deeply, we can see the sunshine in it. Without the sunshine, the tree cannot grow. And in fact, nothing can grow. Even we cannot grow without sunshine. So the paper is the sunshine and the clouds are. And if we continue to look deeply, we can see that the logger who cut the tree and brought it to the mill to be transformed into paper is here too. We know that wheat is here, as we know the logger cannot exist without food. And the logger's parents are here too. When we look at this paper in this way, we see that without all of this, the sheet of paper cannot exist. Looking even more deeply, we can see we are here too. Because when you look at the sheet of paper is part of your perception. Your mind is here and mine is here too. So we can say that everything is in here with this sheet of paper. You cannot point out one thing that is not here. Time and space, the earth, the rain, the minerals, the soil, the sunshine, the cloud, the river, the heat, everything coexists within this paper. So looking at something with curiosity, whether it's your own life and you're sitting alone in your space, start to recognize that you are interbeing with everyone else, the seen and the unseen, the forces of nature, the elements of nature. So with that, I invite you to close your eyes as we move into a meditation today. We'll be meditating for about 20 minutes. With meditation, you can keep your eyes closed, but if you feel like you'd like to open them at any time, I invite you to do that. Settle into a comfortable posture where you are not distracted by your body and the signals of comfort or discomfort. Make some micro adjustments to be sure you feel supported. Letting your hands rest comfortably. Now, throughout this practice, you can move at any time. You can open your eyes, scratch an itch, Not all practices are like that, but comfort is key in my mind. So, with your eyes closed and your body comfortable, I'm going to invite you now to consider your intention for being here today, for being a part of the Feast for the Soul, or being committed to your spiritual practice. Letting your attention rest on your intention just for a moment or two. Staying out of the how it will manifest or why you want it. Just let it be here. And then let that intention go as you bring your attention now to your body, recognizing that your body isn't just here by itself, that you're breathing in and out atoms that have been on this earth for centuries. You're exchanging atoms with everyone. You're interbeing with the trees and the plants as you breathe in the oxygen and you breathe out the carbon dioxide. Bringing your attention now to your body and noticing if there is any areas of tension or some other discomfort, and let your whole body soften into this moment. Staying out of judgment, bringing that loving attention here. As you feel the support of the chair you're on, the ground underneath you. As you soften your beautiful face and your belly, tuning into the breath and the sensation of breathing. There's no need to control or regulate your breath. Simply follow it with your attention. Letting your attention rest on the exhale, on the end of the exhale, on the inhale and the end of the inhale. Whenever you notice your attention drifting away, bring your attention right back here, right back to this breath, which is always right now. Inviting the attitude of kindness toward yourself and appreciating your practice today. Drawing your attention now to the gentle rise and fall of your chest. If you like, you can even imagine there's a doorway, the center of your chest, and the breath moves in and out from here. See, feel, or imagine it. I invite you to ask yourself a question. Ask yourself, who am I? Silently, who am I? Let that question rest there. You don't have to make any answers up, though an answer may meet it, whether you see it or feel it or hear it. Let's sit with this question for a little bit. And then letting that question go, becoming aware of the breath once again. I am aware I am breathing in, and I am aware I am breathing out. I invite you to use that as your mantra, or if you prefer, in on the inhale and out on the exhale. Keeping your attention right here, right now, as you settle into this meditation. There's no particular feeling you should be having, no particular experience you should be having other than the one you are having. We're going to go ahead and I'll be silent for a little while as you continue your breath awareness meditation, being aware of the inhale and the exhale and the pauses in between. And I'll keep track of the time. And as you sit here with your eyes closed, you can stop whatever technique you're using. Simply sit and rest in this awareness, in this being. Allowing everything to be as it is. Allowing everyone to be as they are. Letting yourself be as you are. And in this moment, identify something you really appreciate about yourself. Anything. Identify something else now. Could be your commitment to your practice, or your sparkling eyes, or your tenacity, or your courage, or your big heart. And identify one more bit about yourself that you appreciate. And with that same attitude of appreciation, I invite you to bring to your heart and mind 3 people or beings who shaped you, who hold you, who call you forth to live your greatest life. You can see them, you can picture them, whether they're living or gone. And though the list is far longer than 3, let's just bring 3 to the heart and mind. You might even silently say their names.
Unmute, Sarah.
Saying thank you in your heart and your mind for each one of these and the gifts they've given you in your life. And I invite you now to sit in the stillness with your eyes closed. I'll sound the chime to signal the end of the meditation. Before you open your eyes, get a sense of the other 90 or so people that I can see on this call that are sitting here practicing with you, that create this ripple effect with you, the awareness of gratitude, of stillness, and of interbeing. It's always important to come out of meditation slowly. So I invite you to do that now. You can stretch a little if you like, wiggle your fingers, your toes, do some shoulder rolls, take some deeper breaths. Taking that time, that integration period before opening your eyes. And when you feel ready to do that, you can open them first with a downward gaze. When you'd like to open them all the way, do that in your own time. There's no rush. Close your practice the way you want to. Whether you put your hands on your heart and appreciate yourself for taking this time for yourself today, or whether you rub your hands together, creating some warmth and placing them over your eyes, or whether you put your hands in the prayer position and let your thumbs rest on your breastbone and bow to that love that lives in you as you, and bow to everyone that you be with, that you're interconnected with, whether you know them or not. So thank you for practicing with me today and with all of us today. I see we have people from all over the world, and thank you for making this commitment to creating more peace on this planet. You can stop the recording now.